Welcome back to Worldwide Reds, the global Manchester United podcast. Tonight we're breaking down the entire 2025-26 season for Manchester United, from chaos under Amorim into the rebuild through Carrick, Bruno Fernandes' unbelievable season, new signing, what INEOS got right, and fixtures that we loved and hated through the year. This is Worldwide Reds. Let's get into it. How are we, boys? How's things? And you know what, boys? The season is over. We can catch up on our sleep. World Cup is not far away. Jordan's back from the UK. We've got Nick in the house. Alex is back. And we've got Amir on debut on our final season pod. How are we going, boys? Are we good?
Yep.
Good.
All
Yep.
good, man.
Glad to be back.
Pretty good.
Good.
Glad
And
to
I'm gonna
see Jordan back.
It is good to have Jordan back. It is good to have him back. He was having too good a time over in the UK.
Isn't it chippy mode?
The hardest part on a pod with Jordan is to stop him get shopping while we're having a chat. That's the hardest
Keep
part.
me entertained then.
We've got Dino in the chat. We've got Spears Chabler in there. Dino's already riding off New South Wales, and we've got a few people in there from Twitch. We've got some people in there from TikTok. Everyone will start making their way into the show. We've got 6-7 people already, and TikTok's flying along. Nick, I'm going to get you to introduce Amir and let us know where he's from, what he does, and hear from him first.
Yeah, sure. So, welcome Amai on this pod, your first time. Yes, he's a very special guest and proper football fanatic from Pune. I would certainly say he's a diehard supporter of Manchester United and also a passionate member of Official Supporters Club from Pune, backing for like several years, if I'm not wrong, Amai. Correct me if I'm wrong. So he's from Pune. It has talking about Pune. You might be knowing that when I moved from Australia, happened to shift in Pune. It's quite close by to my hometown, that is Kolhapur. As to define this particular city, it's a traditional culture, educational heritage, and a vibrant lifestyle. Also have a youthful energy. Can see Amai smiling there. And yeah, that's it. Amai, over to you. Just you introduce yourself.
Hello, guys. My name is Amir. I'm an official member of Manchester United Supporters Club Pune. Little thing, I got to become an official club member just this year. Before that, I used to be a local club supporting member. I was a college kid and I couldn't afford a official membership. So yeah, I've joined and now I'm trying to, embrace the culture of that is Manchester United globally, and that's why I'm going around any podcast that will have me say hi, hello.
Well, that's what we're all about here, giving Worldwide Reds a chance to speak, and that's what this pod's all about. We come on here, we try and get. Well, look, we've had Americans on here, we've had Indians on, we've had all over the world, Malaysians, you name it. We've had everyone from around the world come on here, and that's what it's all about. Just giving Worldwide Reds a voice, and it's a pleasure having you on. And mate, it's just great to have a new face, and we always get excited about it. We'll have Dino sledging us soon in the chat. He gets a little bit shy sometimes coming on, but we got Alex in. How are you, Alex? Going good?
Yeah, good, really good. Finished off the season with a win. It's always going to brighten my mood, and things going well. Back in the gym as well, back in a bit of normality with routine, which is good. So, just in a really good spot at the moment, and keen for the World Cup. I'm back in the Socceroos to finish second in our group behind Turkey. I think we've got the Yanks, and I want to see us have another knockout run like last time.
Yeah, definitely.
Like
it. Jordan, how are you feeling, mate? Back from your trip?
I'm already missing it, to be honest. I was come home and I was like, oh, I was excited to get home. 2 days into being home, I want to get back over there. Already over it.
Can you tell us a little bit about it before we get into it? Tell us a little bit about it. You went to a fair few games over there, which I'm proud of you because some of the games that you went to, I wouldn't even look at. So tell us a bit about it, mate. Yeah,
Well,
it was a great trip.
Yeah, it was a big football trip. That was pretty much what the whole aim of it was. So I flew into Italy was our first stop. We did Rome and Milan. Visited the San Siro, and then after Italy I think we were there for about a week. We flew to Spain and we watched Real Madrid play at the Bernabeu, which was an experience and a half. That stadium is something that I'll never forget. That's for sure. Fucking Dean, he's already going.
Just ignore him. Comments. Just ignore Dino. Just ignore him.
Then after Spain, we flew to England. We did United Brentford. Then we did a few stadium tours of clubs around in London and things like that. Then we did United Liverpool the following week.
We went to a charity match. Awesome.
Yeah, the United Liverpool game was, we'll get into that later, but that was the best thing I've ever experienced in my life, like hands down. And we went to a charity match for a good cause. It was called Forever Young, Forever 21. 2 young kids that died, and there was a lot of ex-Manchester United players that played in the charity match. So it was good to speak to them, have a chat, get an autograph here and there, and be involved in that. It's quite crazy because that was at a non-league venue, and there was thousands of people there. There was more people there than there is in an A-League game for us. And that was just a charity match. Then after Liverpool United, where did we go next? We went to Liverpool. We ended up getting tickets for Liverpool Chelsea. We sat with the Chelsea fans for that, and that was it was a good experience to see and be in Anfield and watch like Liverpool and Chelsea play. It was I thought it was going to be a lot more of the crowd would be a lot more up for it and a lot more involved. Like the United Liverpool game and the United Brentford game, it wasn't even comparable to like the Liverpool fans, especially a game against Chelsea. I was actually not disappointed. I just expected a little bit more. But other than that, then we flew to Paris. We did PSG stadium tour and seen all that stuff and come on.
I noticed you didn't talk about the Chelsea Liverpool game that you went and watched.
Were you not listening?
the enthusiasm through it. I just, you know what I mean? I would like to hear a bit more about the Chelsea Liverpool game that you're at.
Well, Chelsea. Well, yeah, it was just a bit of a letdown, to be honest. That's what I just said.
Yeah.
I thought the Liverpool crowd would be more up for it. But the Chelsea fans were fucking unreal. I don't know if it was because we were sitting with them, but they were so funny. Some of the shit they were saying. Like, some of the chants and stuff they just come up with, it's so funny to watch and listen to. But if Adam's not going to listen, we may as well just skip this pod because I've already just been over this and he's not listening.
As I've said before, I've got a lot going on while you're talking, so I apologise if you did say it. All right, let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to touch on, we finished third. We finished third this season, which I tell you what, from last season to this season is a total contrast. At the start of the year, where do you think we were going to finish? I said I was hoping for top 8. Well, we outdone that big time. So going back to the start of the season, what would have you been happy with United finishing this year?
If we would have stuck with Ruben, I would say we would have gotten not easily, but hard on 6th position. Because when he got sacked, we were already in 6th and we were like 5 points behind top 4. And the run of games that we had post Ruben was quite tough. So I think 6th, 7th would be a tenable position that I would see we finishing. But yep, Carrick was just a magic in the air. So he turned around, and then to see United finishing third, and the way that we finished in last, was horrible. What the
Yeah, definitely. Amar, what do you think? Where do you think we'll finish, mate?
I'm here.
So,
Amir.
yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah. So, when the season began, I was pretty conservative, and I thought that one game a week, Ruben having full time on the pitch, on the training pitch, I thought sixth or seventh would have been an attainable goal. Europa League would have been our goal. I had assumed that fifth would have gotten the Champions League spot because how stacked England teams were. So I had assumed that we weren't going to get Champions League. I thought sixth or seventh would have been a realistic option. But the wheels came off heavily, and by the end, I was thinking, I don't know if we'll finish like in Europe. We'd probably be finishing with Chelsea are right now if we continued staying with Ruben. So once Carrick came in, and I saw that we won the Arsenal, so the City and the Arsenal game, I kind of thought, you know what? I think top four is a doable thing now because everyone else is so shit and biblically shit that we might have a way of like shithousing away into the Champions League. Like I thought we'd be fifth or fourth. I didn't think third would be possible, but stranger things.
Yeah. It
You don't
certainly
wanna know
was.
my predictions for the season. I was fucking well off it. I had Brentford to go down after they lost Thomas Frank and everyone. I thought I was shocking. I thought Liverpool were going to win the league. I thought we were going to be fifth or sixth thereabouts.
Yeah.
I thought Chelsea were going to be top four. Fucking hell, wasn't I wrong?
Mate, it was a strange season though, wasn't it? It was so up and down, and like I'm glad I wasn't in a tipping comp. And I'm glad I wasn't doing like the Premier League, whatever, fantasy league and stuff like that. Like it would have been horrendous doing that. What are your thoughts, Alex?
Yeah, I'd probably, same with the other guys, I'd probably thought about sixth. I just thought, obviously last season was a bit of an aberration. Sorry, last season was a bit of an aberration. So I thought there's no way we can be that bad again. But I didn't think we'd probably show the potential that we've shown, I guess, because I've assumed we were going to stick with Ruben for longer and his style was going to take time and everything and all that. So I thought six would be decent. And yeah, that's pretty much where we were when Ruben left anyway. But as well, like, I didn't think, like you guys are saying it's a shit league. Like it was a shit season for the league. Like it was in a sense because I didn't expect Spurs to, almost be relegated again. I didn't think I thought Liverpool were going to win the league as well. I didn't think they'd drop off the way they did. Did not think Chelsea would. Not that I overly rated Chelsea, but I thought they were better than 10th. Obviously, I didn't think Villa would be as strong as they were. Obviously, I knew Arsenal and City would be thereabouts, but even a team like Bournemouth, like they're finishing sixth. I don't think Bournemouth will be that high. So, my predictions were definitely on the conservative side. But I suppose that first week with Carrick, when we just won the way that we did against City and Arsenal, then I thought to myself, maybe we can actually get top four. But to have been like a comfortable third and to have beaten the teams that we did and go on the run that we did, no chance that I think we would do that. So, pleasantly surprised with how the season went.
I can vouch why Amay called the season shit because Arsenal won the league. So that sums up.
Arsenal won the league. We are god awful. We were god awful for half the entire season, and we came third. City were basically just phoning it in for like 7 months. They came second. So like the quality was garbage.
Look, I'm not what do you call? I don't have. To be fair, I'm not bothered that Arsenal won the league. To be bothered, it was more the way they were playing. To be fair, the way they were set up and everything like that. That was my issue with the squad. I did not have a problem with them winning the league. I would have rather them win it than City. To be fair, but
the way they won, it was total shithousery. Like not a single game you can point it out. It was exceptionally good. And in terms of open play games, tactics, I think they were not that commandable. The only way they have won it was just doing bullshit things in and around the third half of the pitch, in and around the goalkeeper. So that's not the way the team should be keeping a standard. Like, okay, this is how we can win the league.
Yeah, mate. It's just look the big thing for us with Manchester United is I'm not sure if it helped us. I don't know. You blokes may disagree, but Jordan and I spoke about this a fair bit about whether it helped us playing one game a week. I don't know if that helped us. Like,
I think
I still
think in some
struggle to
ways it
see
did.
us. Oh yeah, but for me, the biggest disappointment of the season for me was us not putting 90 minutes together consistently.
Yeah.
I thought we lacked that right through the whole season. I used to speak about it nearly every podcast. Our first half was always so poor, and I just think that was probably the most disappointing thing about it. I was never worried about a second half. I always used to think, yep, second half we'll go in there, we'll have a chat, we'll come out, and then we'd play very well. And that would seem to be the run of the season. So I don't know whether that was lack of games that we should have been playing, whether we couldn't put a first half together. I don't know. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
And there were situations where when they crammed the fixtures to fit everything else in, there were situations where we would have 2 or 3 Premier League games in a week, and that second or third game we wouldn't perform as well, which made me was wondering about the fitness. But I think the big thing as well is also the depth. Like, it's very evident, like we've spoken about it, how we need to get, 2 or 3 midfielders, another 1 or 2 centre backs, another striker, and some fullbacks. It's very evident that our depth just isn't there. So that's probably the one thing that I would have been worried about had we been playing so often, is we just wouldn't have had the ability to rotate. I mean, like, our depth in midfield was so bad, for example, that by the end we were happy to go with Mainu and Mount as the double pivot and not even giving Agate a chance because he sucks. But just goes to show that depth outside of our main starting 11, no one was really that good, especially coming in for blokes like Bruno, like even Cunha. Obviously, centre backs were quite lacking too. We didn't really have a left back outside of Luke Shaw, who's getting on. So I think for me the benefit was just that we not so much just the fitness and stringing 90 together, but also we don't have enough players to handle several games a week, which is obviously what we need to be addressing for next season.
Yeah, we definitely lack the depth right through the whole season.
Yeah, but to be honest,
if you have all the players and then you're in all the cup competitions, though, it keeps an intensity level in the group. So you play on a Wednesday, you play on a Saturday, you play on a Thursday, you play on the Monday type of thing. You always feel that you're up for it. Where I feel like, especially after we had these breaks where there'd be an international break and we wouldn't play for 3 weeks, but only 5 of our players were getting picked in international squads. So when they actually come to play, like 6 of our starting 11 didn't even play during the international break. So that intensity, it's all good playing a training game or a trial game, but that's never the same level of intensity, pressure. Like, you've got to be an extra 10 to 20% more switched on for those games. I feel like that hurt us a bit. I feel like not so much not having Europe, but not having a deep cup run. I think that hurt us, because even that it builds momentum. So if you were to lose on the Sunday and you played on the Wednesday and you won on the Wednesday, you go into the weekend feeling good. But if you lost on the Sunday and you don't play during the week, you're stewing on that loss for 6 days, 5-6 days. All of a sudden you might come out and be overthinking every decision you're going to make in the first half until you get comfortable. But it's one of those things, if we go far in competitions and we play in Europe, who the fuck's playing? Because we don't have the numbers.
Yeah. Completely agree to Jordan.
But
Jordan, I think it helped having the same 11 every week as well. Relatively the same 11, like that consistency helped. At least maybe for the situation that we were in, just because at that point, especially once Carrick came in, it was all right. We're out of every cup. Can we just try and salvage our season? And the fact that we could just play the same 11 thereabouts week in, week out, and just secure top 4, at least probably helped us just in that particular circumstance. But I don't want that to be. I don't want to repeat that next season. Obviously, I'd rather us now go and get enough players than cope, because you're 100%
Exactly.
in terms of continuity, and just having that momentum. You definitely want to have that. But I guess the other side of that is again, I don't know if they were fit enough or strong enough or have the will to then be able to handle that level of intensity. Again, I'd like that to change, but I think circumstantially, I think we're better off just with the one game a year, just given everything that not one game a year, sorry, one game a week. Given everything that's
game a year, be good.
Oh my god, I'll be such a happier person. But it just for everything that transpired, I think the one game a week would have just did us a lot of favors, just for at least knowing,
totally
okay,
agree.
we're going to play these blokes, this style, and I think the cup run maybe is probably more bearable because you can travel across England. It's Europe would have been the tough one because with that depth of squad, that non-existent depth of squad. Then having to go, to France, Spain, Germany, whatever.
Yeah.
No chance they would have handled it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. No, I was just
Switch
listening
on,
to you.
mate. Switch
No,
on.
I'm waiting for the other boys to jump in and say something. I don't want to continue.
No, but most of the points,
Yeah.
Jordan and Alex have come. The only thing
said it perfectly.
Yeah, the only thing that I had a disagreement with Jordan would be he said we would have we would have a run of game like playing Saturday and then Wednesday, and if we have lost that Saturday's game, then we could have capitulated on the Wednesday. It could have been a different morale going into the Wednesday game, but that only works if we had a depth in squad. But this season, when we knew that we are not playing Europe, we couldn't able to target more players. We only able to get 4, and which clicked for us. So considering the depth that we had in this season, I think the run of games that we had was fair bit, and I should not in order to cope that particular gap. I feel the recruitment needs to be sorted out for the upcoming season, and then see how it goes.
Yeah,
mate, it was driving me crazy when we had those 3 weeks off. Let me tell you. What did we have? 21
days. They went international because they did international break and then they went into FA Cup rather than league, and then we went in the FA Cup. So yeah, it was like I literally was like it dawned on me where I'm like, when the fuck are we playing?
I think we went 21 days first, and then it was 35 after that. 3 weeks later, or something like that. It was absolute craziness. Like it was driving me nuts. Oh, the fixturing was crazy. Look, next year, thank God we don't have to go through that.
Out of the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
definitely.
We have at least 8 games, like minimum, to be played more. Like we played the least amount of games in 40 years or something. 30 years, I think.
40 games because we had the 3-day Premier League, then we got knocked out straight away.
That was the least amount played by a Manchester United side since 1983 or something.
Yep.
Oh, it would have been a long time ago for sure. Yep. Look, I want to touch on the difference between Ruben Amorim and Michael Carrick, and I know it's a little bit of a contrast, but if you have a look at the players, for example, so for me, the biggest difference I saw between Michael Carrick and Ruben Amorim from the player's point of view and a fan's point of view is the biggest drop-off from Mbeumo and Ahmed Diallo. I just thought that their combination under Ruben Amorim was probably keeping us afloat when his tenure was in at the beginning of this season. I just thought those two were on fire. We're talking about the best combination that we've seen from a Manchester United pair for a long time. And then all of a sudden, when Carrick came in, those two probably, even though Mbeumo was still scoring goals and everything like that, he wasn't playing at that higher level that he had. Ahmed Diallo was probably the biggest disappointment for me right through the whole season. 2 goals, and I think he had 3 assists in something like 38 games or something like that. How do we next season fit Mbeumo and Ahmed Diallo? How do we take them to another level? Those two players. How do we make them consistent like they were under Ruben Amorim?
Well, to be fair, none of the AFCON lads came back good. Even Mazraoui was just kind of a step below how good he actually used to be before AFCON. Like, I don't think anyone came back from AFCON and was good. Like, across the league, I don't find anyone who was good after AFCON. And I feel like next season it's going to be a fresh refresher. Like, we're going to have a preseason. I think they'll be fitter. And given the fact that both of them generally play in that same winger spot, and now because like if you have to accommodate one of them there, the other one has to either play left wing or down the middle, and it'll be interesting to see how Carrick tweaks it. But since we have so many games, I feel like both of them can easily get a good run of 30-40 games, and with it'll be good to have one of them come on for the other as well, because as we saw in the previous games, like if we want to make subs, it's just a bunch of kids and Manuel Ugarte. That's it. We don't have anyone on the bench, so it is important to have people on the bench. Like if we play Sesko, the only striker we had was Xerxes, and let's be honest, he can shoot all day. He's not getting a goal.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel the same. I feel probably between Ruben Amorim and Carrick, the distinguishing factor that one can certainly make out is Ruben's tactic was pretty definitive, with Carrick it was quite flexible. In terms of his setup, the way he used to give freedom to all the players, though the tactics were set right. I think Carrick used to tell all the players to express as they want to in the game. I remember one of the press conferences where Bruno said that he allows players to take their own decisions during the game and allows that freedom. So I feel that is the distinguishing factor between Ruben and Carrick. And in terms of Mbumo and Ahmad, I feel AFCON has definitely hampered all the players who played that tournament. I don't think so. Anyone, probably even Salah as well, as he was not that stronger enough to compete in Premier League right after that AFCON. So I think next season it is going to be very tricky because same position, two players, both are different profile, to be honest. Mbumo at one, he's like a target right man who doesn't hold that width, but he likes to drift inside. Sorry, my bad. So it was Ahmad who'd like to hold the width and like drift inside. And Mbumo is like a target person. So I think different tactics would certainly help them depending on the games that we are playing, and we have a heap loads of games. So probably the right flank is sorted. I certainly have a doubt on the right back. I still don't trust Diego Dello going up front. So he plays everything right till the time he has to shoot the ball. Yep. So let's see how things are going to be under Carrick, because this will be a different test for him. He only had a fewer games to prove. Now it will be a whole lot of different league. Playing different cup games are tricky. And I hope Carrick doesn't fall prey to that. Like I was reading some stats a couple of days back that just because we played the lesser number of games, Carrick had a heap load of time to do those tweaks in and off the match. So let's hope for the best. We definitely need recruitment for sure.
Dino's.
Too much. So
I'm just going to put this question up for you, Jordan. I'm just going to put this question. It's from Dino. Formation was the difference. I still think it's pathetic. Players can't perform in any system as an elite athlete. I agree, mate. I agree. Look, but when players play under a certain system for so many years, they should be able to. I'm not even going to sit here and make excuses for them. They should be able to transition from one to another. But I think the biggest problem we had under Amorim was the players. He wasn't fully backed and never got the players that he probably needed for the system. Well, he got 3 or 4, but I don't know. Jordan?
You're saying there that I agree with what he's saying in terms of every player should be able to perform in a different system. But you're talking about the player's attributes don't suit that system. So Casemiro can play in a two-man midfield, but he's not going to do it good because he doesn't cover enough ground. He's not quick enough to, and he doesn't have a third person to cover. Like it's so basic what Carrick's done, but it's just overload different areas of the pitch instead of isolating them 1v1. He overloads them. So Bruno's always got the freedom to do what he wants. I always say this on the pod. He drifts to the right channel. How many balls has he ripped in from the right or left flank? All the time. He's got the freedom to do so, but he creates an overload there by becoming an extra player just because you've always got to pass forward or pass sideways, and he's always that angled pass backwards. All he does is pick the ball up, open up, and cross it because no one follows him out there because they sit with a 6 and an 8 in front of the back four. Their job is to stay inside pretty much the goal box. Yes, I think Dean's completely right with every player should know and be able to play every formation at that level. But in terms of a player like Casemiro, who is going to win you the ball and win headers and be physical and things like that, he's not fast enough. He's got players running past him. And when you play the 3-4-3, your gap between your back three and your middle four, always between the lines, the gaps are too big because they don't push up as a unit because they sit in little different areas of the field. Whereas if you've got a 4-2-3-1, you're covering more space on the park as your players are actually more spread out. They're not in a line. I think that's where they got found out. Like, how many times did we see like someone pick the ball up and just run through our midfield when we had Amorim?
Yep.
Just pick the ball up and just run 60 yards straight through the middle because there's no.
It's also because we're playing
cover.
Bruno in there as well. It's because we're playing Bruno in there
Exactly.
too. And Bruno will go forward, so you got Casemiro just by himself.
Exactly. But when Bruno did play in there and he played as one of the 10s, and we brought someone in like Kobe Mainu, it's the same thing though, because Kobe Mainu doesn't have the speed, neither does Casemiro. But when you play them, one actually as a 6 and one as like a 6-8, which is Kobe was playing, they're a lot closer to the back four. So if the play gets around them, there's always an extra man there to mark. When you're versing a 4-3-3 and you've got 3 at the back, you're man for man sometimes. So if you step up to take that midfielder that's running through with the ball, the one that's just travelled the 60 yards, and you step out and you don't win the ball, well, they've got a 4v2. It doesn't work with certain players.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if I want to add to that, I was just going to say, like, when we hired Amorim, a bunch of people were saying, and it's true, his 3-4-3, it's hyper specific. There's a specific profile to play. It's not about being good at the game. It's about, okay, are you actually going to fit this particular system? And at the end of the day, Bruno touched on it. I watched his Diary of the CEO podcast, and he was just saying, one thing is, and we've all been saying it, but it's just nice to hear the captain say it is, you go from manager to manager to manager to manager to manager. You got players who are being misprofiled. They don't know what to do. Like you look at a good chunk of the squad would have played under Oli or Ten Hag, who rock a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1. You then go to Amorim, super specific 3-4-3. Now back to Carrick, and Carrick was like, look, you guys aren't really 3-4-3. I'm just going to go 4-2-3-1, not just because it's my system, but also because, look, I guess essentially the main difference is Carrick looked at who he got and thought, okay, this is what's going to make sense for what I have currently just to stabilize things. Amorim was like, not my way or the highway. And yes, Amorim's stubbornness was his downfall, but also we knew Amorim was coming in. We know he plays this super specific system that requires a certain profile of player, because as well, like, you can go back to the similar system was what Antonio Conte used for Chelsea when they won the league in 2017. Now, if you go bend for bend, I don't know if that particular squad in 2017 was better than, like, on paper, better than City's that year, better than I think what Arsenal would have had, even what we would have had at the time in 2017. But the tactical shift worked because Conte realised, hey, I've got players that suit this. Like, you had Victor Moses playing right wing back. I don't know who's Victor Moses. And that's the one time he was ever relevant. But he suited exactly. And Alonso couldn't play fullback as a left back, but he could play as a wing back because he suited that system. It's the same sort of thing with Amorim. It's hyper specific. If you're not going to have the plays for the most like niche style, forget about it. It's like, okay, you can be a good striker, but you're not going to play a false 9 because a false 9, again, very niche specific style. It's the same sort of thing. Like, we kind of the problem was we got Amorim and said, oh, we're not going to back you all the way. Well, what do you do then? We kind of shot ourselves in the foot there. So
Yeah,
that's kind of where the difference
but
lay.
Alex, I think Amorim doesn't give any chance for him to back. Apparently, he was backed with the 3-4 players that he got. But the way he finished last season, I think he should have earned more credit in order to ask for more players. I remember the time that the first part that I did with Adam, he was asking for Watkins. He was asking for what's his goalkeeper
Martinez.
Martinez. Yeah. So if we wanted to eliminate the managerial say in terms of getting players, that's the whole point of getting that system hierarchy, football structure into place. Yeah. So I think Amorim did lost that credibility from last season's how he finished, and still he got back because the 3 players.
Always makes a good point when he just dies.
Huh?
Your thing cut out for me. Or maybe it was me.
Sorry, I didn't
What's
hear
that?
the question.
Or maybe it's me that's cutting out.
No,
Yes.
we're all good.
We are good. But yeah.
Yeah.
If I may say so on a little bit of a rant. So firstly, Amorim clearly knew what he was getting into. He wanted to come. He wanted to come at the end of the season. We kind of pushed his hand, and that was partially on us. But then he also didn't win back-to-back games for like 6 months, and we finished so badly with a Spurs team against a Spurs team that finished 17th, and we got battered against them, and not just battered. We didn't change any tactics, and Amorim was stubborn till the end in that final. He was continuously not making any changes in that final. Like one thing I'll give credit to Ten Hag for is that he changed his system for the final against Manchester City in the FA Cup final, and we won that. And so did Ange against Amorim. Ange changed his way from going all gung ho to becoming very compact, and that's how they beat us in the Europa League final as well. So the stubbornness that Amorim was going under, it was not going to be conducive to a rebuild, because you have to piss with the cock you get. So like he got 4 players, and we were out of Europe at that point. So like we can't get 10 players. We're not Manchester City. We can't just get 10 players out of nowhere on an overdraft.
You're not Pep Guardiola to get 10 players, by the way.
Yeah. So like he had the players, and then I go to the clip of Jose always saying that you need to have basic principles that you need to have in your game, and then your tactic shouldn't be the be all end all of your gameplay. You should be able to manage it within the frames of every match. So if he was seeing that what he was doing was not working, and like we were getting cut open in the midfield, because regardless of what Dino says, like you can't play every player in any position. Like Casemiro cannot be played in a 10. Bruno Fernandes is not a holding midfielder. He can say that he likes to play there, but he's just not. He's most effective as a 10. Everyone knows that. And even if Bruno wants to say he likes to play the 8 or like the deep lying playmaker's role, he's best as a 10. If Amorim would have played a midfield 3 of Menu, Casemiro, and Bruno, that would have been more tighter instead of leaving that gap in between the 10s, the 6s. It would have been a bit more compact. We were so open, and he saw that. Like I'm sure he saw that, but he didn't change any part of it. And unfortunately, that's what got him sacked. And Carrick saw that, and he decided to be compact. And he was like, "We're going to be hard to beat. We're not going to be able to let everyone just play through us. We've got a good keeper at the back who can stop shots in Lamens. We're going to be holding on to like." We're just going to hold on, and then we're going to just go the United way and just go bam, just launch forward. And that's exciting football, and that's kind of what got us third. And the main difference between Ruben Amorim and I'll just finish in a second. The one difference between Ruben Amorim and Michael Carrick is that one won games and the other almost won games.
Yeah. A good part about Carrick was he tried to utilize overloads and underloads throughout the game quite effectively. So just to the point where Jordan and Amay said that having a compact midfielders that created an overload on one flank, but that also left the other flank to be underloaded. So whenever that overload used to get too cramped up, we used Bruno Fernandes as an attacking midfielder who can open the game on the other flank with one single pass, or for that matter, even Casemiro did that quite a long time. So having those close proximity play, allowing players to play to their strength, and then opening that underload flank did give Carrick a lot of benefit. Adam, please, you have to speak now.
He's not even here. He may as well not even be in the pod.
I'm just listening to you guys. I'm listening to you guys. And
you're watching something else, you're on your phone.
He's been a gracious host.
I have nothing. I am not. I'm reading Dean's comments in the chat. I'm reading Natasha's comments. Unlike yourselves, who just continue to talk, which I'm happy with. That's why I get you on.
We are keeping the channel active, Adam.
Yeah, look, I didn't. At the end of the day, I think Natasha said it in there. Look, Ruben Amorim said the wrong thing. He got the flick. He went against the hierarchy, and it just didn't work out for him. I enjoyed the football under Michael Carrick a lot more than Amorim by an absolute mile, purely because we were getting wins, and Carrick ended up giving our players the freedom of their own styles, and it was more attacking. We moved Bruno a lot more forward, and it gave us those little options from Bruno to get us in behind every single time. It brought Sesko into the play a lot more. And as far as like Mbeumo was still scoring goals. Cunha started. The big one was Mainu came into the game. Came into the game. He started playing that 8 role. He started working in with Casemiro and Bruno a lot more. And for me, that's what I enjoyed about it the most. Was I was gutted that Mainu wasn't getting a run. I got sick of Amorim coming into press conferences and talking about, Mainu's competing against Bruno for his position and everything like that. You're talking about a fucking 20-year-old competing against a world-class player to find a position in a team. As a manager, you should be finding somewhere for him to play. You should be getting him into that game, even though we're playing less games and getting knocked out of tournaments. It was a disgrace Amorim came out and said shit like that. It must have knocked his confidence flying. Jordan?
I agree with everything you just said, except Kobbie Mainoo, if we watch how he plays, he's very good in tight areas around people. Very good at short, sharp passing, little turns, things like that. He's not good at long balls. He's not good at splitting passes through into the 9, hitting their feet from 20 yards. And in a 3-4-3 formation, the lines are too far apart. Like, you never seen Kobbie Mainoo pick the ball up, do a 1-2, with Casemiro do a 1-2, then with Cunha come inside, played into Sesko's feet, because they're too far apart. Because when you're playing in the 3-4-3, you're so spread in between all your lines. You go and put him in that midfield now with everyone being closer, because you're spreading the team more over the pitch. All the lines are closer. He looks like a phenomenal player again. Same when he was under Ten Hag, 4-3-3. He's got players around him all the time. It's his best attribute is his maturity to keep the ball. Under any situation, I'd back him to keep the ball and make the right decision. But when your players are 10 metres that way, 15 metres that way, and then you're up against a player in front of you, he's trying to make passes that isn't his strong point in football. He needs someone to come in close, bounce a 1-2, turn around the corner, bounce another pass in. Everything for Kobbie Mainoo is 5 to 10 metres. Even all these little bursts, a 10-metre burst, a 10-metre burst. There's nothing bigger because he's so technically gifted on the ball. And Ruben Amorim played him in a position where you needed someone that can spread the play. That's why he probably played Bruno there, because Bruno could pick the ball up on a counter-attack and ping a 60-yard ball out wide. The issue was we got the ball out.
I actually enjoy, and I've spoken about this a few times, when Bruno and Casemiro give Mainu a hospital pass. I actually enjoy that, because he always seems to get out of that tight. No, never. He always ends up splitting the play. He knows where that next ball. He's constantly checking his shoulder. And Dino makes a great point down here. And to be honest with you, I've spoken about this before, but look at it this way. Maybe the time off the pitch improved him. Obviously, didn't impact his confidence. Look at how his season went. Absolutely, Dino. Ollie Solskjaer used to talk about that all the time.
Do you think Kobe's
Even
a
Dalot
confidence
did.
player though? I think he's
A
that
what?
switched on mentally and got the maturity level that even if he is to make a bad pass or a mistake, he's still going to go get that ball even at that age. I don't think
Well, he
he's a
did it
player
last game,
where
didn't he?
yeah, but I don't think it bothers him. Like he knows his level. He backs himself and he does it in a humble way. But I feel like he's so mature for his age that
He's
time
just
away from the
21,
pitch would
isn't
have
he?
helped him. But I don't think it's a confidence thing with him when he's out there. I think he
He's 21.
knows what he can do. And I hope he does because he's going to be fucking world class.
Yeah.
Yeah, the good
Natasha-
part about Kobe is his attitude. Like for his age and the external factor that obviously plays in every player is the social media that is probably ruining the modern day football. So in this era, Kobe is trying to put his head down, work hard, just away from the media's attention, and then probably his brother did it, but him coming out, I have not seen him doing it. So that's one of the takeaways from Kobe's attitudes, and I think that's one thing that he's going that will make him a world class player. Hopefully for United, I really want to see him growing in a legendary status. Let's see.
There was one thing that he said, I think it was after the Forest game when he got interviewed on the pitch. It was a Liverpool game. It was the game that I was at. He got interviewed on the pitch and he said Michael Carrick's installed a belief in him that he's willing to die on the pitch for him.
Yeah.
And I have not heard a Manchester United player say that about a manager for a very long time. And the fact that you've got, what was Kobe, 20?
Yeah.
21.
He just-
Going out there
yeah,
saying
yeah,
that he
21.
feels like the manager believes that much in him. He's,
21 and that's
I love
what
him.
against
Give him a
Wales.
lifetime contract.
Now,
I just think with all that too, like you look at Kobe, who he's had to learn off. He's had now Casemiro. He's got Casemiro, Bruno, and
Ericsson.
think Ericsson, Michael Carrick.
Michael
Manolo
Carrick,
Garte.
Like,
Michael
Fletcher.
Carrick is the best one for him to learn off.
and you've got 4 or 5 players there that have been regularly around him for the past 3 to 4 seasons, even growing through his youth in the youth cup and everything like that. Like you couldn't ask for a better mentors, could you? Really for him? And mate, he's going to lock into those players for the rest of his career for advice. And so, as a United fan, I feel like we're going to see a player just improve and go skyrocket. I think his latest contract, was it 5 years? His latest contract?
5 years.
Yeah.
5 years? I
2031.
can't wait for it. 5 years, that takes him to 26. I can't wait to see him play his whole career. And I pray that he plays his whole career at United and retires because we haven't had a player like that for a while. The other player I want to touch on too, I want to touch on each player, but Luke Shaw this season, I want to touch on him. Holy shit, man. Luke Shaw played the most games he's played in his whole career this season. Do you think it was because of a World Cup season? Or,
Exactly.
or he just found his niche this season. So I don't know what it was for him.
I do not trust this lad.
Less
to be
running.
honest.
Less running.
I think
Less
it was
running.
He played
he
as
didn't have to
he plays
run
as
as
deeper
much.
left back. You didn't see him bombing up the field as often. When he played with Rashford, like that was probably his time where he was overlapping constantly. That's when Rashford scored all those goals, came inside. But this season, he's actually, it's like he's focused on his fitness and the amount of running he does to aggravate his leg. Because it's that same knee and shin injury that he had that was horrific. That I feel like he's actually managed it quite well this season, and I think the way he's handled his body, the way he's been more defensively minded before thinking about going forward. He's thinking, is it worth me going and making that run up there? Because you've got players like Cunha on the left who's hugging the touchline, waiting to get the ball and come inside. So he could always try and overlap. But I just think he's a lot more responsible this season.
Yeah, but Jordan, don't you see the trend how Luke Shaw has evolved in last 11 years playing for United? 9 years, if I'm not wrong. Whenever the World Cup or Euro is on the brink, the previous season
I don't think that's as accurate as people think because he got picked for England based off not playing for Manchester United for nearly a whole season in the last World Cup. I'll never forget that because everyone was saying, how did you take Luke Shaw when he hasn't played for Manchester United? He was
but that
injured the
always
whole
happens.
way up to the World Cup, and then he played in the World Cup for England.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's the trend. Like I cannot just rely on Luke Shaw playing that left backs like for another a year or two. I think getting a good recruit under his study, probably Lewis Hall, if fingers crossed, if he can get him, he can be the best understudy player under Luke, and he does have the same a frame as from where Luke Shaw has been picked. So I think he can be a good veteran moving forward, but I don't think so. We should totally rely on him.
See,
I
he's
Oh
only
certainly.
got
God,
a,
no! God, no!
no, he's only
You
got a year
you
left
can't
on his
rely on him
contract.
at all.
He's going on a free. That's it. Like, no one wants to
Yeah,
buy
he'll-
him, so he's going to leave on a free. That's it.
Yeah, he'll play.
Dino makes a great point here. Because he had Malaysia pushing him for a starting spot.
That's a mistake.
I mean, Malaysia hasn't played for us.
Luke Shaw does
for
tend to
years
do well when he has a bit of left back competition.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think a good
dear.
left back would have been Alvaro Fernandes, which we let go to Real Madrid.
You
if
know
I'm
who
not-
system we fit? Ruben Amorim.
Yeah. Let's
It's an
move
awkward
into
one,
this.
that because sorry, that Alvaro Fernandes, because he's very, very, very good now. But
Yeah,
when
he was
left-
good in
But would he
United
be-
as well.
but
But he wasn't getting much
No,
of a run with United, though,
he
was he?
wasn't
Yeah,
because
because
you
we
Yeah,
haven't
gotta
given him a
think,
chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what he went to Benfica for 2 years. He didn't just go to Real Madrid. He went and fucking
Yeah.
sat on the
Yeah,
bench
but
for
we
6
should've-
months
we
at
should've-
Benfica
yeah.
in Portugal.
Jordan, we had a
We had the chance to get
sign
him back, I think, and we chose not to after his good
Not
Benfica
just
form.
not just sign him back. He
Oh, I
did
think
well
you should have
for
signed him back,
Benfica and
100%.
we
But
sent him
you're
back.
sitting there
Yeah.
saying we should have given him a chance when we have like Luke Shaw was our left back. That's what we spent our money on.
Yeah,
He was
Yeah.
what we thought was exactly what he's been, the left back for 10 years. We just thought he was going to play more. So
Yeah,
Alvaro never
we
really was
signed-
going to get the opportunity to be the starting left back. I agree, we
So
should
we
have bought him, but that's just
we
sit there and
sent
say
him
now
to
because he plays for
Benfica
Real
for the
Madrid, we should have
second
kept
We
loan.
him.
should have.
We
should have
sent
had
him
more
back to
games.
Benfica
We
for
should
a
have had more
second
games, I
loan,
feel.
and basically we just relied on Malaysia and Luke Shaw, and both of them got injured, and we had Bello playing left back for like 6 months.
Oh, that was terrible.
painful.
Let's.
yeah.
The one thing I
He's a
will,
terrible
one thing I will say,
right back. Yeah, you allowed him to play
one-
left
the-
as well.
Hey,
The one
we
thing I
won
will
the
say,
FA
though,
Cup with
and-
him as left back, so like, maybe
what
maybe
I
we
don't know if this is-
Alex.
I don't know if it's down to Amorim or the board, but last summer was obviously a very good summer, not just because it might be the first time where all of our signings, like all four, have been a relative success, particularly Lomans, who's just like, I mean, I think is a godsend, but even like, it's the first time we managed to sell well and sell necessarily, and I think, again, I don't know if it's down to Amorim or down to Wilcox and Barada and all them, but recognizing who to get rid of and who are the problems, like, Chelsea fans call him Subject 49, Alejandro Garnacho. I mean, it's evident that players like him were just, toxic. How often do we have players who are just toxic and sticking around and sticking up the joint and all that? And, I suppose you can stink up the joint when you're, someone like Pogba, who's quality, but if you're Garnacho, who's, us, you can't do so. But, to recognise, to get rid of these sorts of players and understand, hey, Rashford, love you, but got to leave you. Other players like Anthony, are kind of losses and just get rid. So I think it was the first time where not only did we buy well, but we sold well and recognized who we needed to sell, both from a financial perspective and also from a squad building and a squad harmony perspective. And I do want to credit, I don't know, either Amorim or the top dogs, or all the above. I mean, look, we know Ruben hated Garnacho and wanted to get rid of him, and I think it's very evident. Again, Garnacho is like the poster boy for that. I guess what my points, but it was just good to sort of see that like we just had a good summer, because the biggest thing we talk about how important recruitment is and how bad we've been at recruiting. Genuinely, last summer is the first time where I'm like, hey, I think it's like an A rating for a summer in terms of like, I think the summer was almost perfect in terms of what we needed. Like, a few more things we could have probably addressed, but all things going, it wasn't like. We could look back at last summer and think, hey, that's the start of potentially our future, and not like previous summers where you look back and you're like, yeah, that's fucked this for 5 years.
Look, I totally agree with you with all the players. You look at the front three, right? Cunha, Sesko, and Bumo. They're the first time, for the first time in Premier League history, 3 forwards scored 10 and more goals in Premier League history. So, like, you
On their
can't
debut team for
deny
a club.
in their debut season for a club. Exactly. It's just like you can't argue with that, can you? Like,
No.
what did we get? Sesko with 11 goals. Cunha and Bumo ended up with 10 each, I think it was. Yeah, you know, and I had someone say to me the other day, would you rather a player score 30 goals in a season or 3 players score 10 to 12 goals in a season for your front 3? And in my opinion, I would rather the 3 score 10 to 12 goals in the season because I know those 3 players can improve on those statistics.
Yeah.
Compared to a player that's scoring 30 goals in a season, there's probably the margins he's going to get less the following season. So that's what I would think. I would take the 3 players above the one anytime.
If you've got a player that's scoring 30 goals, you're not building around him. That's a goal. That's a once in a fucking generation striker that scores 30 goals a season.
I think Sesko could get there.
But this was the problem with Rashford. Rashford scored 30 goals in a season, and who do we go and buy? Fucking Ronaldo. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. How do we know? How do we know that wasn't going to turn around for the following season as well?
Yeah, because fucking Rashford.
To me, it's not. But to me, it's not even just the goal. It's not even just the goals though. It's more just like the profile. Like you have Sesko, big striker, strong, fast, can finish, can head, does the harder work. You know, works his socks off for the team, and it's not like as awkward and as all over the shop as Højlund and compared to Xerxes. You know, I said Xerxes plays in half speed. He plays in 0.5. Like the guy's just slow motion. And then you look at Cunha and Burma, again, it's not just the goals they scored, it's the assists they provided, it's their dribbles, their chance creator, the fact that Cunha especially can really just cut in, control the ball and keep an attack and sustain it. And both of them would work hard and press. And even just like you look at the way they celebrate, like they're in love. Like they're all just hugging each other, smiling, doing their dances. It's the harmony of it. There's so much harmony within the squad. And 10 goals, 15 goals, 30 goals. Fantastic. Those goals will come, but goals come from that level of harmony. They all just like care for each other and have that. Whereas you look at sometimes you look at last season especially, they wanted to kill each other. It wasn't pretty at times. Like I remember I think what summed up last season was I think it was our last play of the Europa League final. Both Garnacho and Casemiro got in the way of each other going for a bicycle kick. And Casemiro looked at Garnacho because I think it was Cassie's ball. Casemiro looked at Garnacho and wanted to eat him off. Wanted to eat his head off. Like you are this. He looked at him with disgust, like he genuine disgust. And I was like, "Oh, it's not a happy place at United." Now, it's like a nightclub. It's just like a dance party, and that's you can't quantify that with numbers. Just wanting to play for each other and wanting to be around each other. That's been the biggest thing, on top of the goals and the ability to sustain and create attacks and that sort of stuff. And amazing signing. And Lummans obviously as well. I think he's just, again, I won't say too much. I've said enough about him in the past, but just having that confidence and faith that you have a good goalkeeper just exudes confidence.
He brought confidence to our backline for starters, didn't he, Lamont? Look, let's touch on him 100%, mate. Like he even made last weekend. He made great saves last weekend as well. You know what I mean? So he's kept us in games. Look, when you look at Carrick's tenor, we have been lucky in games. Lamont has made some unbelievable saves in games leading up, and having a daughter that's a goalkeeper, I expect that out of her to keep your team in the game, because a goalkeeper does keep your team in the game. And it happened probably on 5 or 6 occasions on games that we won, and it took Lamont to make a great save, probably 3-4 saves in a game to get us the win. And the keepers don't get enough credit in games. Bruno Fernandes, phenomenal second half of the season, playing in his proper position. But I swear down to you, if Lamont wasn't the best next player of the season, I'll give it away. Seriously, he was outstanding for us.
Yep.
He came and claimed balls every corner. Whenever we were under the pump, he knew when to come and get that ball. Okay, I still feel he probably needs to get better at getting those ones in the top corner, but I'm comparing him to De Gea when it comes to things like that. De Gea never came and claimed balls. But for me, Le Mans, hands down, was easily – if Bruno Fernandes never had the season he had, Le Mans is our man of the match again. Our player of the season again.
Adam,
It's just phenomenal.
Your worst nightmare is going to come on 1st of June, by the way. Oh, Nana.
He's not coming back, mate. Don't worry about that. He will not be coming back. He won't be seen anywhere near the club. So he's in the back of my mind. That will not happen. I know this.
Vertex
coming, mate.
You know what? In
There was
India,
a moment against Liverpool that Le Mans made a decision to pass a ball into the midfield and they scored from it. And I thought, it kind of made me think back to, shit, he's still young. Because he made a decision when the pass was not on. We never should have played out in that situation. Liverpool were waiting for that ball into the middle of the park.
He done that a couple of times, Jordan. So he's done that two or three times.
But that was one that I remember because I was at the game. And I remember thinking, for someone, the whole season, you don't realise he's like 23 years old. But the way he plays, you think, fuck, he's been around for 10, 15 years. And then he did that, and I was like, kind of makes you think, okay, he's still young. If that's the only mistake he's making that leads to a goal, I'll fucking take that because he will learn not to do that very quickly. And what I liked, though, and I thought it showed a lot of maturity in him, was the following play, a lot of goalkeepers would just get the ball and kick it out because they'd be scared again of something happening. But he got the ball, he opened up, and he rolled it straight to Harry Maguire under pressure as well. And I thought, he hasn't let one mistake define how he's going to finish this game. And from a goalkeeper, I think that's important.
I got Tom's made a good call here. He said Le Mans' error versus Liverpool looked like a mistake. Onana did these on purpose, 100%. Yeah.
You know what? In India, we have this thing called a black doll that we put it outside the door, or we try to hang on below the car. That's like to protect from the bad omen. Probably Onana is going to be playing the same role once he come back to this United squad.
He's not coming back, Nick. He's not coming back. You know, the other thing I love about Le Mans too, he plays off both feet. He plays off both feet and he's confident off both feet as well. Look, I would for me personally, I want that pass out of the game, out of our game. That one at the top of the 18-yard box, I want it out. You see teams, it's not just United, you see other teams as well. You see him playing through the middle there, and there's pressure coming in from the 6, someone on behind the 6, and they don't check their shoulder, and it's such an obvious play. It's just like, just fucking put it out to the wing or something like that, or just hit it long. I don't want it in United's game next year.
Flick on the header and get in. Press them in their half. Don't fucking ever play a square ball into the 6 because it's asking for trouble, especially against a team like Liverpool that press high.
Yeah.
A 6 should never receive the ball facing his own goal in the 18-yard box. That's something you learn and understand.
And to be fair, like if they're facing that way, if they're facing their own goal, where's the ball going to go? The ball's going to go back to the keeper anyway.
Exactly.
So it's a pointless play in my view. So anyway, that's what I love him. I love Le Mans. I just think he's probably been the greatest thing for us this season, bringing confidence back to that position. We missed. Look, Harry Maguire came back into it this year. He had a few injuries. He played well for us. Who else? Aiden Heaven. What a revelation. Aiden Heaven. For me, I thought Lenny Euro was probably a little bit of a letdown this year. You know, he started the season ahead of Heaven, and he just knocked his confidence big time. Thoughts on those two boys? They are young, but where do you see those two boys having an opinion? Their structure in the team next year.
Aiden Heaven's going to go right to the top in defending in football. his ability to reach the ball from difficult angles when a player is running down the line and coming to the byline to cut across him and making that slide tackle, his ability to time that at that age is fucking. You see them giving us penalties every week from experienced defenders. And I think his ability to play the ball through the line into the forward line along the ground, he splits the midfield so well and bypasses it. And Cunha was very good at receiving that, dropping it back to Casemiro, and then we're already facing forward from a further up the field position. His ability to pick that pass on the left-hand side, I think, was he's going very, very much to the top, I think.
Yeah. And what
Not
about
everyone's
Isn't that
got
what I
after
mean?
you. Exactly.
yeah,
Amel,
man?
you
What
were
are you
saying
saying,
something.
Adam?
I was going to say that there's time for both of them to come good. I'm not going to judge them based off just one season. I think Heaven's had a very good sophomore season, and Euro not so much. I think that they both have a good connection with each other. You see them online. They both do the same post training drills together. They both getting close. They go on like they go to Saudi and train together as well. So I think there's a good partnership being built here, and they will be they'll come good. I feel like we should give them time. They're both very young. I think they're both 20 and 19 each. So we've got older heads like Delict and Richa as well. They can learn off them. Couple more years time. I think they're both going to be first choice partnership for Manchester United.
Yeah.
I was actually gutted for Aiden Heaven, probably the last few games of the season, because he came into the side after Lenny probably let us down a little bit, and Heaven come in and just ran the show, didn't he? And then as soon as Martinez came back, it became the Martinez Harry Maguire combination. And to be fair, I would have liked to have seen the Harry Maguire and Heaven combination, back together. I don't think the Heaven and Martinez combination probably would have worked, but I really would have liked to seen him alongside Maguire for at least one of those games. You know what I mean? In the last 3 to 4 games.
Definitely deserves it.
Yeah. I was really disappointed for him every time I saw a lineup come out and I didn't see him there. So, but credit to him.
But the good part about the management was to protect both of these young players. The way we have seen in past years, like how the younger players were put under a lot of pressure by the media. I think not playing them in few games would certainly ease the pressure a bit. And coming back to Euro and Aiden Heaven, I feel the differential factor between those two players is that Aiden Heaven has a Premier League exposure. So he comes from Arsenal youth. So he knows the English way of playing a game, whereas Euro has been an exceptional good player for Marseille, if I'm not wrong. Sorry, not Marseille. He came from Lyon, right?
Lille.
Lille. So coming from a French league and then getting accustomed to Premier League is a different ball game altogether. But for Aiden Heaven, it was quite a smooth transition, and hence we can see the performance difference between Euro and Aiden Heaven. I remember we have been like Jordan was quite critical about Euro's performance. Even for that matter, you were also very critical about Euro, and each and every time I said that gives these lads some time. I think they are going to be the next best partnership that we have seen in United sleeve, and I think they will be coming good. Probably just like Amay said that a good guidance. So a centre back always need a really good presence of mind coming from the senior players, how to handle what needs to be done in the critical moments. And I feel Harry Maguire, I don't think so Lisandro would be playing in this. I'm quite sure between Lisandro and Dillit, we are going to see one departure if that is the case, because both are injury prone. I'm happy to keep both, but I don't know how the management is going to take a decision. But we have 3 best senior figures who can guide these 2 younger lads, and I feel another centre back coming in this season would certainly help a lot.
Yeah,
I think I think Aiden Heaven is miles ahead of Lenny Yoro in every attribute of the game. His
Mm,
one-on-one defending's better. His passing's better. His aerial drills are better.
Yeah,
The way he uses his body to shepherd it. Like Lenny Yoro's very young, don't get me wrong, and I think he, as you said, he could come good. But if you put them, I just think Aiden Heaven has got every attribute above Lenny Yoro by a mile too. I don't even think it's close.
Yoro's been a letdown this year. Massive letdown.
It's just
Yeah.
he's
It'll be
one-on-one
interesting to
defending.
see how he reacts to it. Like
When he defends someone running at him, he stands square. So he's trying to win the first ball. I don't know if it's. I know we don't really have a good one-on-one defender at the club. Like most of our centre backs are either a ball playing centre back or a stopper. They're not actually a one-on-one defender. So it's hard for him probably to learn that. But when someone runs at him, they get around him quite easily because he bites at the first little ball that comes near him. And players like Dorku, like they live off that. As soon as you bite, he's past you. And then you come back to him, he's past you again. Like he wants you to bite at him. Same with like a Jack Grealish, things like that. But again, he's only young. You never know. I reckon I'll be wrong.
Ideally, Yoro and Heaven are our centre backs for the future. That's the ideal. I just wish Yoro took the opportunity that Heaven did when we had like Maguire out, Delict, his back's cooked. So hopefully he can still have a good career. Martinez was injured and suspensions too. So I wish Yoro took that opportunity the same way Heaven did. But he's only 20, so I'm not gonna next season. Hoping for a big season from him.
It'll be interesting to see how now both of them are going to be at preseason. So let's see how both of them develop. How Heaven takes the opportunity that he's had and how Yoro looks at that and how he responds to it. Now he knows that Heaven's above him in the pecking order. He knows that he's got to up his game. So it'd be interesting to see.
Neither will be at the World Cup. Neither can be the World Cup as well. So they'll be able to exactly as you said, they'll be able to develop a bit more in the preseason.
I've got to welcome Yoni into the chat. His poker must be
no, he must
stopped
have lost.
or he's lost or he's between hands. I'm not sold on Yoro as much as I am Heaven. I don't think they suffer from our three centre backs. Always changing their rotation due to injuries. Dino's got to be fair, Yoro played a bit at right back too and isn't a right back. I want to touch on our right back, Diego Dalot. The season he had this year, I thought that I was very critical of him this season, man. He was an absolute punish in my eyes. I just thought this guy, he's got a lot of experience now. He's not one of the ones coming through the ranks. He can't jockey to save his life. I just think he never improved on that the whole season. I think Ahmed Diallo actually helped him out a lot this year. And I just thought his season this year was so poor. I didn't like it. I just thought his efforts on challenging, when he jockeys too far away. Where he thinks he can get forward and then shoot from 20 meters out, I have no idea. He's just he was such a letdown for me this year, Diego Dalot. I just thought his professionalism is probably fantastic. Everyone talks about his professionalism, but his ball turnover, his control, I just thought for at least 75 to 80% of the season, he wasn't even around the game. He was on a different planet. I don't know if it was the same for you, Blakes, but I just did not enjoy him through the season at all.
Yeah.
I'm yet to enjoy him in any season.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I watched him at AC Milan, and I watched him all the time when he went on loan over there. And
Nick's got to go to work. See you, mate.
See ya.
See ya, mate.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, Dal's a weird one. He gets in positions. He does I don't know. When did we say this? He gets in every position and then shits himself. It's frustrating. I don't know.
I don't know how he gets so forward and gets in between the lines.
He was better on
positioning of Ronaldo, but the finishing of Anthony.
Yeah. He was better at playing right back under Carrick than that left wing back crap with Amorim. So he was. I mean, like everyone else, he was better in the second half. But yeah, I'd like to think like we have maybe one more year of him max as the right back. I mean, if we can manage to get a better
Mourinho
right back,
puts an offer for him, we should just
what for Madrid?
yeah.
My biggest problem with him was his ball control.
Yeah.
Like, and passing. That's my biggest problem. Okay, admittedly, the jockeying does my head in because I don't know how you can play every day of your life. Yeah, every day of your life, and you're just his head's down. Just he's even looking at the ball, but he's too far away from the ball. How are you making a tackle there? And then, as soon as a player drops his shoulder, how many times this season did we have the left winger from the opposition side drop the shoulder, top of the 18-yard box, and whip one around Le Mans? It probably happened about 5 or 6, 7 times in the season when we've just gone ahead, when he's just gone ahead and he's let us down and they've got him back into the game with that shot. Now, it's just bullshit. It never, ever happened on the opposite side, but it always happened on his side. And the amount of times Ahmed Diallo got him out of trouble in that situation where he was too deep, it was just crazy. Or Lenny Euro or Harry Maguire was getting drawn out of position just to go and cover his ass. So, I don't know. It was a very frustrating for me. But, again, who are we going to play in that position? So, it's James Overy is our future right back. Thank God you said that, Dean. I've been calling it for a while. I wish he would get a chance, man, our young Aussie boy. And he plays – the biggest problem he has at the moment, like he's not even starting for the 18s. So beginning of the season he was, but then I think he had an injury at the back end of the season. He was coming off the bench for him. So I just found him so frustrating. Anyway.
We always talk about Diego Dalot, but his biggest issue is he defends one-on-one square to the player. So it gives him option to go left and right. And then when he stands square, he stands a meter away. So therefore the player's got the full angle and area to run into. The only time he gets covered is when the player goes back inside and then you've got a covering midfielder or the right wingers come back. Or if they take a bad touch, you got Harry Maguire to step forward. But it never really happens.
Mate, the one that gets me is when they show him the line. When Dalot shows him the line to the corner and then they put the ball in behind him and then they sprint past him. That blows me away. Now, that is the most basic defending in all my life. You never, ever show him the line square on. And he does it every single time. It's crazy to see. Anyway,
good player,
we've touched on nearly the whole side, but I want to get to the two main players, Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes. Casemiro's last season for us, I think he scored 8 goals for us. I think it was 9 goals. Mate, he was always there available. He was always the player I used to talk about where he had so much aggression going into the box, always wanted to score goals. I want to see that. I've always spoken about how I want to see our forwards, when they go into the box, don't stop running. Casemiro was that player. He had that old school mentality. When he wanted to score a goal, he never stopped running. He was very good judge of the ball. He didn't mind playing right up on the line and things like that. And this is coming from a player that's in our 6th position. I want to see our play. I want to see our front three attacking the line like Casemiro does. You know what I mean? That old school mentality. And to see Casemiro, the amount of goals he scored with his head, I was privileged enough to see it a few times live, and I really enjoyed watching him this season. Your thoughts on the Brazilian boys?
Quality.
Can I pull my storytelling hat on for a second?
You can put your storytelling, mate. Keep going.
August 2022, we go to Brentford away, and they embarrass us 4-0 in 30 minutes. Our midfield's gone. Eriksen is looking like a shell of himself, and Casemiro, on the back of winning his 5th Champions League with Real Madrid, he's won it all, he's seen it all. He gets told by his agent, do you still want to go to United? He said, call them, tell them I'll fix it. and he's left and he's fixed it. He's got us in a better place. I was in love with him in Madrid. I thought this is the kind of player that United need, and it is a shame that we only saw like his last few years, but the mentality to have not only joined United at a really terrible moment for us, but to have had the season that he had in his first season to really just resurrect and bring a lot of strength to that midfield, but to provide leadership and just reinvent himself. And he had that period, I think, in his second season when he got overweight and got slow, and got the meme from Carrick, leave the football before it leaves you. He didn't let it get the best of him. He found form again last season under Amorim, again this season under Carrick, and what a player! Like, going to be irreplaceable. But I was a big fan of him in Madrid, as I said, and I'm glad we got him, and I'm going to miss him. And if I think I've said this in the last pod, replacing him is the utmost importance, because not just his goals, his leadership, presence in the midfield, tackling, energy. It's the exact player that we need, and it's a big loss, but let's make sure that we replace him so that way we can continue what he started essentially.
To be fair though,
he just has to win. It doesn't matter what it is on the field. It could be a tackle, pass, anything, and then the match itself. Like, he is a born winner. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what we need now in the dressing room, is to replace him with someone else that has that same drive to just win.
Yeah. Look, Dino's made he makes good points all the time, Dino. I hate saying it, but he does. He goes, this might be controversial. I definitely don't think this is controversial, but I think his professionalism off the pitch was more important than his stuff on the pitch. 100%. The stuff he could bring to the dressing room would be next level. He's been around so many great players, and he can take that into the dressing room with all the young players. It's just, they're the type of things we need around the club. I was just going to touch on his red cards that he got. I actually thought the referees started taking the game against him in the Premier League. And I actually thought he got down on that, to be honest with you. I was over in the UK when he got done for the hand around the neck. It was right in front of me. And his hands were down here. Even a couple of the little stomping ones and things like that. Casemiro was always a full-blooded tackler, everything like that. Yeah. Referees were out to get him. It ruined him for those couple of years. And no one's ever spoken about that. Everyone says he fell off it was his age and everything like that. But, mate, it wasn't that. It was the mentality of the referees that he started getting. He didn't want to let Manchester United down. So he started thinking about his game more and tried to start thinking about, I need to learn another way of tackling without being so aggressive. And it just started killing his game. So by the back end of what last season and the season before, it really started affecting him. And I could see that in his game big time. So I think that's probably something that needs to be put across. I don't think it was actually something that the referees took out of Casemiro's game. They absolutely killed him. How often do we look at other players that make the same types of challenge and we go, if that was Casemiro, he would have been sent off? We used to say it all the time. It's craziness. And then even like this year, there must have been a turnaround, because there was a few times this season where Casemiro a couple of years ago probably would have got sent off. But then this season, when he announced he's not coming back, the referees have gone, well, I'll let him go with that, because that might spoil his season by getting sent off. It's a fucking piss take how referees have such an influence on fucking sides or individual players. It's an absolute joke. I can't even dispute that, mate, because it's fucking true. It's true. Yeah. Craziness. Oh, let's move on to Bruno Fernandes. And I wish Yoni was on for this one, but he decides to bar us on a Thursday. But Bruno Fernandes, I know we touch on it a lot. And this guy, I swear to God, I swear to you, this guy, Bruno Fernandes, and I've left him to last purposely. He is just phenomenal. And And for people even to suggest that that was an own goal off the goalkeeper last weekend is an absolute disgrace. Absolute disgrace. Jordan and I and Dino often talk about people about they say things and they don't know much about football. Well, if you don't think that's a Bruno assist last weekend and you think that goalkeeper attempted to save that when it came off the crossbar, you are mentally, and I'm going to say it, fucking retarded. Go find a different sport to follow because it is absolutely ridiculous to even suggest that they should take that away from him. Absolutely crazy. Boys, take it away. Bruno Fernandes.
Player of the year. Simple as
Yeah,
that.
we start.
Best player in the entire Premier League. And I don't think the only player I think you can debate with that is David Raya from Arsenal. I don't think you can bring Declan Rice into that conversation. I think he's that far.
I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you, if Portugal win the World Cup and Bruno performs well, I am leading the campaign for a Bruno Fernandes Ballon d'Or. I am leading the campaign. You best believe it, because
if he scores the winning goal, that's it. He's covered.
He is phenomenal.
He's brilliant. He's fucking brilliant. He's just ability to see things so quickly. His delivery, like people sit there and say, "Oh, he got 9 assists or 10 assists or something from set pieces." You do know that he's crossing a ball. That is still a part of football. Like, that's not something easy. Otherwise, everyone would just score an assist off a free kick every time. You have to put the ball on a plate for someone to head it in. I just think it's so. Everyone just wants to dismiss him, like Adam just said with the corner. The people saying that it shouldn't have been an assist is the people that don't want him to have that record because they don't want him to be above the Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne. But in my eyes, he's the best attacking footballer in the world at the moment playing that number 10 role.
I don't think a lot of people understand. Like Arsenal, to their credit, man. Okay, they scored a lot of goals from set pieces, right? But, mate, to consistently put the ball in the right position on a corner, exactly. I used to take set pieces. And to take set pieces well, you need to practice them. I used to train that hard for set pieces and try and put them on the same position every single time. It's just you just got to work for it. And people like Bruno would do it. Declan Rice, I think, takes most of the corners for Arsenal and set pieces and things like that. Yeah, David Beckham, for instance, you hear it all the time. He used to stay back an hour just kicking ball after ball after ball. To be able to put a ball on I always call it a platter for a player, and you saw it often with Casemiro and Bruno, is like one of the biggest compliments you can get in football by being able to put the ball on a platter. It's beautiful to watch, but I think it's I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say it's different between United and Arsenal. I don't think United wrestles as much as Arsenal in defense, in attacking corners. So
that's it. That's literally it.
And like go.
I was at the contrast as well. Like, I think the reason we like Bruno, and I think the non-haters like Bruno, it's the risk taking. It's, okay, he's calmed down a little bit, less Hollywood, but he still will try the pass. Oh, hey, he's on. I'm going to go for it. Not just this sideways. Often people complain, wingers just pass back. They don't take players on. It's just sideways passes now in the midfield. Well, here's a player that wants to take players on, wants to play the risky pass to get the wingers or the striker in behind. And number one, that creates opportunities, which is that's why he has so many chances to create it, because he, goes for it. But you like to see that, at least United's heritage, at least as far as I've been supporting him for the last almost 30 years, is we take risks, we go for goal, we prepare to roll the dice and see if we can get an opportunity out of it. And that's why we've taken to Bruno, because he embodies that. Yes, runs his socks off. Yes, he's a good player, but also he's a risk taker. I love players that can take a risk.
Look, and I'll say it again.
Sorry, he does back to what Alex just said. Then he doesn't let a failed pass disrupt him going again and again and again and again. Like, he will still want to play that risk pass every time. And I love that because he's got the ability and he backs it.
Yeah.
Sorry,
His maturity. No, it's all right. His maturity over the past couple of seasons. I'm going to say a couple of seasons, even though we finished 15th. What do you call it? His maturity for me, and I say it all the time, when he's at United and he was putting passes everywhere, I didn't enjoy that. But over the past couple of seasons, he has matured as a player like I've never seen before. And Dino said it down here. Imagine if we had a world-class 9. Holy shit, man. He'd have 40 assists.
Imagine if we had Haaland, or even if Bruno was at Arsenal and he had Gyökeres. Like, a player like Gyökeres who's big, strong, fast, would feed off Bruno.
Yeah.
I'm seeing like that profile of player, like, with he's fast and strong, like him and Bruno would connect so well.
More like Haaland, because we were almost close to getting him.
Yeah. The biggest problem Arsenal had with Gyökeres is not playing him the right way. That was the problem. I think if they played to Gyökeres' style of play, Arsenal would have scored a lot more goals in open play. It's as simple as that.
100%.
They didn't.
Well, do you remember the pass that Bruno did, the Bournemouth game where we were watching it, and he pinged that one across to Dorgu, but Dorgu
my favourite pass.
What the fuck is that pass? Like, he just pinged that, and that just travelled like a bullet. What the fuck?
Yeah,
like that shit is
pass.
just. Oh my god, that's a risk.
It's probably one of my favourite passes in football. One of my favourite passes in football. And anyone that's played football, when you're at training, you ping that pass all the time at training, all the time. And you try hard to get into a position when you're playing to actually try and ping that pass in a game. And you never seem to. When Bruno played that pass, he received it, turned and pinged it. So he's actually scanned before he's even received the ball, knows the player's there, and hit that pass. Well, we could never do that because we probably never scanned it as much as Bruno, which is a fact. And he created his own space within a split second, and then that ball just go. And he's not afraid for that ball to get intercepted if it does. So, like, the guy's hands down, and it's just it's outstanding.
There was a pass he made as well, and it was I can't remember who it was to or exactly who it was against, but he was on the left-hand side and he just hit it outside of the foot. I think Cunha ran onto it and scored. And it was outside the right foot, and it just whipped around the right centre back. It was like
was it the one against Villa? Was it?
Sorry, Villa.
Yeah, he just got the ball and just first time placed the pass.
And you're just sitting there thinking, "Holy fuck!"
The weight of the pass was.
But people and go, "Oh, we've scored," but no one understands how difficult that is to judge. How much spin to get on the ball so the goalkeeper doesn't come out and intercept it, to make sure that the ball can get around the defender, and it's all in that quick. He does it.
Yeah,
instinct.
You know what was underrated one was, do you remember Mbeumo's goal against City, the on the counter? Yep. Bruno gets the ball on the counter, and he's running, and that's actually probably the hardest pass to make in terms of you got decisions. Because I think you had Mbeumo here, had Ahmad here, decisions, and if you watch the analysis, he's obviously. He's looking, he's keeping the ball tight, and he waits. I think it was Nunez that was the last defender. It might have been Ruben Diaz.
Yep.
He waited until his body shifted in a certain way where he could slide it to Mbeumo to hit first time. He just timed it, and he sort of faked the pass just to get Diaz, I think it was, to just change his direction. And, to be able to just stay calm and not shit your pants in that sort of position where you can get a rush of blood or adrenaline, and just to wait to read the defender and make the right play. The ping passes, obviously I love them, but even ones like that, man, that's elite.
He just sits there and waits for Diaz's hips just to show the inside. And the moment he does, he knows he's got to turn to get to the ball. So the moment it happens, he's just so calm and patient. It's brilliant.
It was good. It was good. All right, boys. Look, we've been going 1 hour 34 minutes.
Oh, yeah?
I was going to do, and it's up to you, boys. If you want to do your favourite moment for this season, I've got a couple of them. Let's do it. Let's do our favourite game, favourite moment, and then we'll wrap it up. Our favourite moment for the 2025-26 season. You want to start off, Amir? You start off your favourite moment this year.
I've got a few. I'd say either Kobe's winner against Liverpool or Bruno breaking the assist record. Right, one of the two. I can't choose. It's like both are just equally special to me.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. Alex?
Yeah, I mean, look, given what I've been saying, obviously, you think if you want Bruno's passes, it probably could be. I was thinking potentially the City game and the Arsenal game in the first week, just to really set the tone for the second half of the season, especially against two big teams, two big rivals, just to do that. But I don't think I've had as much elation as I've had when Kobe got that winner against Liverpool. Just the way we started the game, then kind of threw it away a little bit, and then just young kid, United fan since birth, academy boy, first time just bang into the bottom corner. I think it was at the Stretford end too against Liverpool.
Goal. Yeah.
75th minute. He just flew. Remember that Philly had no chance. I mean, it was like what?
It was just such a good pick out. Like, that's probably one of the best goals you will see. It's those kind of goals are so underrated. It's crazy.
Yep.
Especially from
he didn't just underrated. He didn't lash it. He didn't go like that. He didn't lash it.
He found the space and knocked it in.
Oh my gosh. And
people don't
the
realize
context,
too,
the moment.
That Soboslai came in and went through him at the end of that.
Yeah.
He goes to, and he actually, Kobe Manu opens his body and his hips to go that way, and he just wraps it and closes it at the last second and uses the dew on the pitch just to slide it in. That was the best moment of the season for me because I was at the game.
Yeah.
And
what a moment.
Fucking
you were too, you bastard.
I was.
Yeah.
That was one of the
best. It's 2:30 in the morning here.
I
was
got a
screaming.
Liverpool United program. Is there a spare one at your house? Did I?
I thought I put one in your bag. Yeah.
No, there wasn't. There wasn't. I'll have to relook because I was thinking of myself. Sorry, I'll go get one.
No, one. I did get you one.
So was that your favourite moment, Jordan? The same one was.
Oh yeah, 100%.
To be at that game, that is so good.
That was the best moment of my life. Yeah. Not like just the season.
It was unreal. So my one was I got two, right? So my one was
so my one, that is cold.
Yeah, Garnacho going to Chelsea was surely not the best moment to Chelsea.
Garnacho getting beat both games.
Yeah.
Garnacho being our best player when he come on for Chelsea.
Subject 49.
Once a red, always a red.
So I got two here. So my first one was Liverpool v United at Anfield. Okay, so it was 10 years. We won 2-1. And Bumo and Maguire's header late in the game again. I love Maguire's late winners. For some reason.
Bruno's first time cross.
Yeah. Yep. And it's just like, I just love seeing Maguire be on top after the way he's had his career. It was 10 years since we've won there. And it was also 400 days since Liverpool had lost at home. So that was big I really enjoy that. And the other one was the Arsenal 3-2. The Arsenal 3-2. I really loved Dorgu's volley. I just thought that was a brilliant goal. And Cunha's shot just outside the 18-yard box, whipped it around him. He dropped the shoulder and whipped it around. And that was the first time in 8 years that we had won there. So they were the ones for me. But to be fair, I could sit there and watch. We did have some good moments under Amorim too. So, I think that Arsenal one was the 2-1 was against Arsenal. Was that Amorim as our?
Which one?
Just trying to think the way at Emirates.
No, that was Carrick. That was Carrick's second game.
Was that Carrick? That one as well?
the
Oh,
Anfield-
yeah, because we lost 1-0.
Anfield
We lost
was
1-0 first round with
Yeah.
Amorim against Arsenal. Yeah, that's right.
Anfield was Amorim.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
2-1 was Amorim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's season 25-26 wrapped up. We will find other ways to talk about United. We've got a World Cup coming up, but I've got a few thank yous here. I've actually written them down. So it's been a big season. I have to thank actually Yanni because he pestered me to get this this podcast going again. So I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I've learnt my way through it again, and it's funny the conversations that Jordan and I and probably Dino and that have after we do our pods about how about we let each other talk instead of talking above each other and things like that. So I think we've got better at that since as we've gone on with the season. Next year we're going to have to do a lot more, because we've got Champions League and everything like that. And I'm looking forward to you boys. I'm going to actually take an interest in other teams next year besides Manchester United. But I want to thank all the regulars that came on. I want to thank Jordan, Elliot, who's in Wales at the moment, having a ball over there. Yoni, Dino, George, Tom, Nick, who jumped off, Alex. It's been a pleasure having you on, mate. You're a regular now. Ymir, thank you for coming on. Mate, you've been fabulous tonight. I want to thank Big Mikey from America. I want to thank Devlin as well. Deck from Ireland. Mate, we have had
like
so
a
many
farewell speech.
Mate, we've had so many people on this
It's got a
year.
winning speech.
Dan, we've got Dan as well, who's now he will be an Australian citizen. He's just got engaged and he's getting married and things like that. Yep.
North Melbourne supporter.
On TikTok as well, all my new African mates on TikTok and UK boys on there. If anyone doesn't know, we've just hit nearly 6,500 followers on TikTok, so we're going great guns here. I think on YouTube we're hitting, I think about 530, 540 there. I think we're around 1,800 followers on Instagram. So thank you, everyone. Thank you to JMS Building as well, our sponsor, Jordan. Thank you for sponsoring the pod, because without his sponsorship, we're not able to do the reels. We're not able to have StreamYard as a platform. I really appreciate it. I love him like a son. He is old enough to be my son. He's only 27. So we talk often, the three of us and Dino, and
Thanks,
I know it sounds like a farewell speech, but I really have to thank everyone that comes on, because
Starting to sound like Brian Matter's farewell speech from the fucking Melbourne.
Yeah, I'm not retiring because I'm looking forward to next week's pod. People probably don't realise that we do collector pods as well that we haven't done. Probably next week or maybe over the weekend or something like that. We're going to get all Jordan's memorabilia out that he bought from the UK and far out, mate. Some of the stuff that he bought is phenomenal. So you won't want to miss that. So in the off season, Jordan's got a little baby coming as well. So we're excited for that as well.
Thank you. Just in time for the World Cup, boys.
Just in
Maternity
time
leave
for
for the World Cup.
Oh, no, that's not. Any volunteers?
So we're excited. We're going to. Yeah. So we're excited for that, and we will be catching up for the World Cup as well. So we'll get all the Worldwide Reds in for the World Cup, and just talk it out and have some fun through a World Cup. Pre-season starts in June. I'm hoping to get over to Malaysia and maybe do a trip over to Manchester in September while I do that trip. So thank you, everyone. I'll talk to you later. See you later. Check.
Bye. All right.